I stopped on my way home. It is 10 after 12. I am exhausted. Been a long time since I was a catch driver. Been a long time since I drove a ton of horses. And I'm tired. But I did want to reach out to everybody, talk about what took place today. I can't let the days kind of get away from me, right? We raced 12 horses today in 3 states, 2 countries, a lot of places. So, quite a mixed bag. It was a very depressing start to the day. Sweet Ambitions made a break. This filly doesn't usually break, and I haven't had a chance to talk to Mr. Beckwith yet, but made a break going into the first turn. Who knows? She might have taken a bad step. The track might not have been good. I don't know. She made a break and finished 5th. So admirable. Last week he thought that the snake cord maybe flattened her. She didn't really have a lot of pop. She looked like she had a lot of charge into her today, but kind of flattened on the end of it. You know, from a layman not knowing the situation and looking at that filly race, it looked like she maybe bled a little bit. But I wasn't there, and I have absolutely no idea. Haven't talked to him yet on that part. It looks like she raced great from behind in Vernon. Big stretch, big track, bad horses. Raced good from behind, and then put her in play a couple of times. It didn't work out. It could just be a case, as I said, just bad luck with this filly. You see my different colors. I'm literally, just so you know, there wasn't enough light to do this video with just the car. So I, still isn't. So I pulled up in front of the casino where there's tons of lights, but the lights keep changing. So I could do this video on my way out. So it wasn't a great start. Sweet Ambitions made a break, so admirable. I'm thinking, okay, whatever. It's not the end of the world. Won My Heart Hanover, I don't know. This is her second and could be her last voyage without hobbles on until we turn her out and bring her back as a 4-year-old, I suspect. I talked to Hunter the other day. He schooled the filly. He thought she'd get around. We did make a shoeing change with her. How much of a role is that going to play? How is she going to be? How is she going to be? Now, before I start this, I got an email, I guess after. She made a break in the middle of the straightaway coming to the half. Hunter said she just didn't feel right. I suspect it was a combination of a number of things. One, the biggest thing being she can't make the transition from hobbles to no hobbles in the middle of racing. She just can't do it. So usually a horse like her, what we would do, like Globetrotting, or any of the horses we took hobbles off of, turn her out as a 3-year-old, bring her back, train her down without the hobbles, make sure she can trot without them, and race her without them. She's just not handy enough. As handy as she is, she's just not quite handy enough to transition in the middle of the season to hobbles to no hobbles. So, all right, fine. I was wrong. We'll put the hobbles back on her, qualifier, and race her. And then I get an email from a client who's become a friend, Roger, saying that, you know, I made a huge mistake and blah, 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 and this filly made so much per start and should be earning this much and it's costing us money. I need to be as clear as I can. When I see emails like this, I get it. There are people that have joined the stable to make money. But I need to be as clear as I can. I have never, not once, to anyone that has ever joined the stable, said that this is even a remotely intelligent, wise investment proposition. Never once. Not once. Because it isn't. For anybody to join horse racing to make money, if you're out there buying horses in the stable with your kid's college fund or your retirement fund, probably stop immediately. It is not a great investment. It never was. It never will be. There are some people that are going to make money, but there's going to be a lot more that don't. Unfortunately, I'm one of the lot more that don't, I guess. But you have to understand, I'm trying to turn our horses into better horses. I'm trying to build, as I said, I'm trying to sell bad horses, keep good horses, trying to build something in a way that other people don't. You know, if I'm a trainer and I approach you to build a strong stable, I'm going to need you to invest an incredible amount of money and hope we don't lose it all. What we're trying to do here is build something and have fun along the way. And for the people out there that are watching that dollars per start, and I as long as you understand that that is not what was sold to you, that is not what you got involved for, then I have no problem with that. We have lots of analytical people that follow that exact thing. I am trying to build something along the way, and it isn't necessarily connected to net profits. If it was, it would be a massive failure. like most stables are. That's the reality of horse racing. I know one human being that I know makes money in horse racing. Only one. No other ones. I'm sure there's other people I know that do. Not a lot, though. I know a lot of people claim to. Oh, great. I can claim to be 6'2", but the reality is I'm 6 feet tall. So, One My Heart Hanover made a break. We'll put the hobbles on her, but as I said to everybody that owns this filly with me, she can only win the non-winners of 3 one time. She can only win the non-winners of 4 one time. Just one time. And then she's out. So if she wins it now, or 2 months from now, she can only win it. We had another couple of clients, good clients, said, hey, yeah, why don't we turn her out, train her back without the hobbles on, see if she can race with them. If she can't, we'll put them on her. But maybe she needs a rest. Maybe she does. The viable option also. I guess I shouldn't say viable option. It is an option also. One we can explore, but for right now, I am going to get her qualified, whether I go with her or somebody else Tuesday at the Meadows with hobbles on. I do want to have her feet looked at because I do believe this has been an ongoing problem with her for a while. She can't trot without flip-flops properly. She needs the support with the flip-flops. Does that mean we change her to a razor pad or we go to a bar shoe? We have options. But I do believe from what I saw and from what I looked at after talking to Hunter when I watched the replay, yeah, I think there was a couple of things at play. One, her confidence is too low to race without hobbles on. And 2, a little pacey without the flip-flops. Now, when she made a break on me, I thought that she was chewing at her flip-flops. That's why we took them off. Can we trim them? Can we put a different kind of shoe on her? These are all things that I'm going to let marinate up in the old noggin. And then we will go back at it and put the hobbles on her. But please, I understand a lot of you are out there saying, here's a horse that should make this and this horse should make that. I get it. But when I get emails from people telling me that I dropped the ball and not making them enough money, it frustrates me a little bit because that's not the gig. That's not the stable. I understand that Path of Totality winning tonight should have won at least one of her last 2 starts. But if she did, she wouldn't be allowed in the race she's in tonight. So we're trying to forge paths forward for all the horses. But the path you're after, the people out there that are only looking to turn a profit, and the path that I'm after are not necessarily the same path. Just saying. So, One My Heart Hanover, as I said, we'll go back at it and get it done. Now we go into the most depressing part of the night. Starts off, I'm thinking, now for the people out there that say that maybe I overdrove Procrastinator, maybe I put him in a bad place, maybe I exposed him when I didn't need to. Hold your horses. I'm going to give you a little lesson here. It's $10,000 to pay this horse if we take the money from Luck of the Dragon, to pay this horse into the Next Generation Series. Regardless of how we do it, when we did it, when we could, it's $10,000 US. That's what it costs to go in. Now, we can sell that spot, and I'm going to tell you right now, we are going to sell that spot. Procrastinator tonight, scoped, little bit of mucus, little bit of redness. Okay, fine. We'll draw his blood tomorrow before I make any rash decisions. We'll draw his blood. If his AST is really high, fine. There's the culprit. But it might just be that we're asking too much of a horse, a young rookie horse. But I needed to ask it tonight. Would you rather that I hit him tonight and then asked him when we're going for all the money, when we could have sold that spot? We need to be very clear about what we're doing. Now, the upsetting part, Confederate Cruiser, I don't know what the hell happened to him going to the quarter pole, and then he ended up first over, and he still went by me down the lane because he's a gritty little bugger. That's why he's tough as whalebone. The other guy got hit in his knee in the last turn, Procrastinator. Did he fold up because the other horse looked him get up in his grill, looked him in the eye, and he was hitting his knee? Did he say, all right, not tonight? Fine, there's nothing wrong with that. He'll make a good horse and make a great Buckeye horse. Make no mistakes. When you get into this sire stake company here, they're going to go 52 also. There's no gimmies. There's no cakewalks. And that little mile there tonight shouldn't have hurt that horse at all. If he's got an ounce of class, which I know he does, because I know what he's overcome, I know what his family looks like, the horse is a nice horse. Did I ask him for too much? Maybe. But if I did, he has no business in the Next Generation Series next week. The only thing that will save his entry is if his AST, if there is a glaring reason why what happened tonight happened. I didn't drive the horse bad. We got 27-3, 58, 126 and 4. He should have run off in 55 and a piece with a bow in his neck, like Burke's horse did. but he did not. Why? There's only one question. Why? And if it's because he wasn't good enough, he wasn't ready yet, or he isn't going to beat that horse the way that horse raced, and I don't even know if that's Burke's horse going to the next generation. I don't know that. So if he's not good enough, he's not good enough. We'll bounce back and we'll put him in the right place. The only difference is it isn't going to cost you $10,000 to find out. So, you're welcome. Procrastinator, we'll see what his blood says tomorrow. It will take a day to get it back. Not the end of the world. If it doesn't come back and there's nothing glaring wrong with him, fine. Give the horse a break. Race him in the Buckeye. Beat the shit out of them his first start, because he will, and we'll be fine. Same as the other colt. Now is not the time for our expectations to run wild. Mine did too. I drove him like the horse we were taking to the next generation. Didn't work out. The little cruiser fella rolled off. He rarely breaks. Pulled up fine. It just didn't end up being a good trip. Was the track a little deeper today? We only have full swedges on him now. He's only had them on 2 weeks. Maybe he needs a little borium on his toe of his shoe, or maybe he needs aluminums on. I don't really want to put aluminums on a 2-year-old pacer, especially when we know his brother broke his knee at 2. It's still in the back of my mind. So I'm a little careful with Cruiser. Okay, he run. It's not the end of the world. So, now I'm down. Sweet Ambitions run. So Admirable get beat. Won My Heart Hanover made a break. Procrastinator was no good. Confederate Cruiser made a break. You're starting to drop into depression. Things are getting bad. Thank God Jazzy Judy's in. She can't lose, right? I'll tell you one thing. You want to come into this game arrogant? This is the right game to stuff a bunch of humble pie into you, I can tell you that. Jazzy Judy, when I left the track last week, was a lock to me. Couldn't lose. Elimination 2. I wanted to see who she could in with. Same horses she beat up on the week before. How could she possibly lose? Because it's horse racing. That's how she could lose. Did she look good? No. Didn't race good? No. That's horse racing. She's got a month till the final, and I will be there for the final. But today it wasn't a great day for Jazzy Judy. She finished 3rd. Fine. At least she finished 3rd. She made the final. Okay. Now, days turn into shit, right? That's my girl. So, Blacksmith comes on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That's my girl needed shod. I wasn't going to get her done on race night last week. What I should have done is got another blacksmith to do her on Friday or Saturday. But our blacksmith knows this filly. He forged the shoes for her. They're special shoes. She's trotting good with them on. I was happy with her last time. We have 2 options. Get a new blacksmith to do her on Friday, or roll the dice that he can shoe her on Tuesday and race her on Wednesday. Being loyal, we opted for the latter. We opted to let Patrick shoe her on Tuesday. Now, because we were racing the 2-year-olds, Jazzy Judy, horses in New York, Won My Heart Hanover, I wasn't really zoned in on That's My Girl. Warmed her up the same. Daryl, our warm-up guy that works for us, comes to me, says, Philly's hot tonight. Right away. Immediately I knew. I hate shoeing horses close to the race. Sometimes, much like cutting your nails, right? You cut them too tight, cut them too short. It's painful, and it can be annoying. I hate shoeing young trotters. I won't let blacksmith shoe. I would rather do the horse after they race. She raced on Wednesday, fine. Do her Thursday morning. That gives us 5 days to work on her feet. But we opted to go with the blacksmith on Tuesday. I just thought, worst case, she's not great. We don't do that again. But that wasn't it. Worst case, she makes a break, and she wasn't hot. She wasn't crazy hot. But she wasn't as cool as she was last week. She wasn't as quiet. She wasn't trotting as good. I even moved her over in the 2-wide path because I knew she was going to struggle in that second turn. Now, if I had been able to get her up into 5th gear coming to the half, I think we're home free. We're okay. But in that transition in the turn, when they come back to me, I had to move her. I knew it was going to get dicey, and she rolled off. Now, I don't want to make excuses for this filly because I make a lot. She is clearly a stupid animal, and I love her to death. But she has really, really slow learning, because she should have grown from yeah, she gets shod. Good horses overcome stuff like that, right? And I know I'm going to wake up to emails saying, why don't we send her to Indiana? Before you bother writing the Indiana email, she is not going anywhere. So if you're out there and you're adamant that she should go somewhere other than here right now, just sell your shares, because she is not going anywhere right now. She may go to the Meadows for a race, from Jason to Tim on race day or the day before, to race at the Meadows once. But she is not going to Indiana. She's not going to the Meadowlands. She's not going to Mohawk. She's not going to any of those places. So if you're out there and you're angry right now and you're like, Anthony, I want this horse gone somewhere, just sell your shares, because she's not going anywhere. All right? And that's, listen, it's 20 after 12, 25 after 12 now. I'm tired. Yeah, I'm a little blunt, a little crusty, because the end of the night that we're about to get to finished off with a bang, but the start of the night still hurt, right? It's like getting the shit beat out of you and having somebody nice come over and say, hey, can I help you get up? Yeah, thanks for the help up. I appreciate it. It's before that I'm a little upset about. Sweet Ambitions, made a break. So Admirable, little flat. Won My Heart, Hanover, made a break. Angry emails. Then Cruiser makes a break. Procrastinator races poor. Jazzy Judy gets beat. I'm getting angry now. That's My Girl makes a break. I'm about to lose my mind. I look up. Spend That Money second. Thank God. We're going to grow on the Spend That Money second. We still got Italian Grit coming at Grand River. Spend That Money race good. This is a filly I was getting upset with also. She made a break on James in the qualifier. Cindy said they couldn't train her very hard at the track. She's not. I said, you don't have the hobbles on tight enough. So I specifically asked Travis Henry, and thank you, Travis, can you go over, warm that filly up, make sure the hobbles are on zinging tight, and race her that way? And he did, and she raced great. So thank you very much, Travis Henry. Italian Grit was short. He was going to move him first over, and then the guy came out in front of him, stopped him up, lost his momentum. The horse is weak because he hasn't raced in 3 weeks, and he trotted in 2-1. He'll come back with a mile 58, 59, but he's probably going to have to go to Georgian or Hanover or somewhere. Travis will figure it out. I said, Travis, horse hasn't raced in 3 weeks, not the end of the world. Now, the end of our night was very good. Come out with I'm a Lovely Lady. She jogs. 56-3, new lifetime mark. Great trip. Horse on the front, run the front end. I got away and got to sit. Move whenever I wanted. Lady attacked. Right to the winner's circle. Not saving the night because it's been a rotten day, but definitely, okay, we won a race. Come out with Purple Aura. A little bumpy. I can see she's chewing at her bell boots. She's touching a knee. She's hitting the boots. I can hear her hitting the pulley in the race. Going up to the gate, she wouldn't trot. I hit her smack in the arse, and then she trotted up the gate, and then she was fine. Get into the race, I can hear her hitting her inside knee. I can hear those flip-flops being chewed at. I know she's hitting behind, and then I hear this ting, ting, ting. Every so often, like, what the hell is that? We're in the race. I know what it is. It's metal. Metal on metal. Her shoe on the pulley of the hobbles. We had to put some extra weight on her before the qualifier. Now she's getting up high. She's touching the pulley of the hobbles under her belly. Not too many horses do it, but some do it. Some do it. Took a lot of confidence. It took a lot of focus for that filly to do what she did. One incredible mile. 58 flat for a 2-year-old trotting filly. We just watched Voyage of Ice and Fire, Massive Profit, look ordinary. This filly was trained up tight. I wasn't making the same mistake with her. But ting, ting. What are we going to change? Got to pull the pulley up closer to her belly, which I hate, but gonna have to. I let her hobbles way out too in the post braid. They were too tight in the warm up mile, and if they're too tight, it's gonna draw her into her knee. Even with her hobbles out long, she still hit her knee. Hit up on her jack, which she always does. Not bad though, but I could see the scuff marks on the boot. Not a mechanically perfect mile, but an incredibly focused mile from a filly that, aside from that qualifier, was kind of down around 4th or 5th, right? Jumped up in a big way, put a lot of questions in a lot of people's mind, including mine, about what will take place in 10 days. We got Of Tom racing tomorrow at Scioto. Very stark conversation to have next week. A good one to have, but a real one to take in next week. I have a number of ideas floating in my head, what we'll do, what is possible, and we'll attack it in a very fair way, because that's what we do here at the stable. So Purple Aura raced incredible. Now, she did salvage tonight. Now I'm thinking summer. I'm not just thinking I'm a lovely lady, race great, 56, good for you on a Wednesday night. I'm thinking, wow, this trotting filly, first lifetime start, in with aged horses. I thought she was a winner for a second. Got beat a hair in a photo, 58 flat, closing on the end of it, even through all that hitting. You want to know what I'm talking about? Watch even the video we posted. Go back and watch the video on Facebook that we posted. When she comes out of the turn, I slide her down to the inside, and you see her catch herself. That's her hitting her knee. 3-4 strides later, you see her do it again, and then down by the wire, she does it again. Not only is she hitting her knee, she's coming forward when she does it. Didn't know that filly had that in her. I know when she qualified good for Luke, it was impressive. I did not know she had that desire, focus, and drive in her. A big mile from Purple Aura. And then, of course, the end of the night, really, again, in my mind, Path of Totality, she stays on gate. She's heading to the winner's circle. She struggles. And you can see what I'm talking about. I said it the other day. The further we go, the rougher she gets. The vet thinks it's her feet and her knees. I disagree. Well, I kind of disagree. I believe it is her feet and her knees. She knuckled over twice, pulling up right hind. It is her stifle cord also. So we're going to Baycox her. I'm going to ask the vet to do her stifle cord with iodine. We're going to continue to work on her knees and feet. And I think you're going to see her get better and better and better. She gets comfortable here. I only had her up into 5th gear for a couple of strides down the backstretch. And it was in neutral in the last turn. Barely into 4th down the lane. She toyed with them tonight with a marginally good mile. She's got a lot more to offer. This is such a fast filly mare. I think we're going to have a great, if we can keep her sound, we're going to have a great year with Path of Totality. I think we have her on the right trajectory now. So what turned out to be a real shitty start to our day ended up being an okay night. Bad starting pitching and a great bullpen. That's what we had tonight. So the New York stuff, Sweet Ambition, So Admirable. I think So Admirable will get better. Sweet Ambition's going to beat around, make some money. She'll probably end up back in Ontario this fall. That's New York. Perfect Record is going to be coming back to Ohio with us. Now, Procrastinator, we're going to draw the blood, but I think after tonight, the writing's on the wall. I think we're probably going to look, and this is not the Procrastinator group's spot, just so you know. If we decide not to take him, the Luck of the Dragon group will be selling that share on the open market. Now, I told one of our clients the other day we will not be looking to make profits on it, but that is when it's going from one group at the stable to another. When we're just going to sell the spot to a third party, then yeah, absolutely. So that's Luck of the Dragons group that will be selling that share. Speaking of Luck of the Dragon, trained good again today. He's going to the Marion Fair on Monday. We have 7 horses going there. I don't want to name them. I can tell you Isa 10 is one. 1 2 Skip a Few is one. You Got a Belief is one. Matt's MVP. I'm naming them now. Matt's MVP is one. There's another colt. Can't think of who it is. Or a filly. I'm not sure. Gray is the New Red is going also. I'm not sure. So we have 7 heading to the Marion Fair. So it's a 2-day fair down by Delaware. 4, I believe, on Monday. 3 on Tuesday. Biggest news, I guess, now that we got tonight over with. Bomb Hugger racing tomorrow at the Meadows. Picked to win, I believe. That should be fun. We got White Tiger tomorrow. We got Bomb Hugger tomorrow. I know we have other horses in tomorrow. Forgive me. We have other horses in tomorrow. And then Of Tom is in tomorrow night. And one of our old clients, he doesn't have horses with us right now, but Brent Hopper had messaged me out of the blue and said, Anthony, I see you're driving Of Tom in the 7th. Would you drive my horse in the 11th? Now, surely Brent can find somebody better than me to drive the horse. But I was flattered with the invitation. I told him, I said, if Amy's coming, no. Can't stay that extra hour and a half and then drive home. I won't get home till 1. But if she's not coming, I'll do that for you. So I'm going to drive 5, 6, 7 at the Meadows, drive all the way to Scioto, drive Of Tom in race 7, stay to drive Brent's horse in race 11, and then drive home. So I'm hoping for a good day today, even though we didn't have an awesome day today. And I apologize, but these things happen. I mean, I know it's easy to get down in the dumps about procrastinator. If you're a member of the procrastinator group, keep in mind, he can still win a Buckeye, no problem. Just means that he doesn't have to race against the best horses in Ohio that might go in 52. It's not really... If I owned Procrastinator, yeah, I'm not going to lie, I'd be a little bummed out tonight. But rest assured, still a very, very good horse. And I'm sure that blood will show something. But if it doesn't show something very serious that we can treat, then obviously we can't take him to the next generation. Confederate Cruiser raced fantastic tonight. Made that break in the 2-hole. That's an anomaly for that colt. He doesn't usually do that. And then what took place after was horse race great. Purple Aura, wow. Big mile from her tonight. Path of Totality, big mile from her. And I'm a Lovely Lady, big mile from her. So a decent night, I guess, after the mishaps of earlier on. But that's racing, right? We're all in this together, and you're going to have good nights and bad nights, and started off bad and ended good. And hopefully tomorrow we'll have a good day. So still tons of 2-year-olds to race coming up. We're looking to fill the 2-year-old maiden trot here on Monday, and I believe Amor Diener might be on deck. So we'll see. No guarantees, but we'll see what takes place here with the draw tomorrow. We still have tons of racing to do. Johnny's got horses in Hanover and Georgian, and Mario's entering horses at Mohawk next week, and so much going on. If I forgot somebody, I'm truly sorry, but it's a great time of the year in the sense that we have horses racing everywhere all the time. We raced 12 today, 4 or 5 breakers, 1 or 2 winners, a couple of seconds, a third. Could always be worse. So, sun's going to come up. I'm not going to be doing much at Northfield tomorrow. I am going to the Meadows. Big day tomorrow at the Meadows. Big or bigger day night tomorrow. I guess not bigger, but a big night for me. I love Uptom. Want to see her race tomorrow at Scioto, and then move on from there. So, as I said, a bit of a mixed bag, depending on which group you were a part of. Could have been a good day, could have been a bad day, but you know what? Better days for everybody ahead. Welcome to horse racing. Talk to you guys very soon. Take care.